Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new
Well, first round of the playoffs in the books. Now we're in round number 2, and you think, well, that must mean everybody's got time to take a breather. Not in Goat Locker. We only have 2 races per round. This is a cutoff race here in the Hidden Wit Brewery Xfinity Series. I'm Eddie Smith. Glad to have y'all here with us tonight. And tonight going to be an interesting race to see who moves on to the round of 8. Well, we know one person who is going to move on to the round of 8, and that is Michael Kostick. Won last week. Just an incredible victory in Bristol. Great race. Patrick Dravick had won 3 in a row, and Kostick gets the victory to move on to the round of 8, and he is locked in. So we've just got 7 more spots to fill, and there's a lot that can happen in this race. This is a wild and crazy track. Big Michigan Auto Club. They're about the same. They drive very similar, really fast, maybe a little bit slick. And track position going to mean everything here tonight. But you look down the list here, lots of folks that can get in based on just points alone. Patrick Dravick is currently atop the point standing. Of course, Kostick is blocking. But Dravick's in really good shape. I don't think that he's 20 points above the cutoff. I don't think there's a possibility that Patrick Dravick does not make it into the next round. He's earned that right with those 3 wins, all those bonus points, and that is just overall in the season has been unbelievable. If you get down to the cutoff line, Mickey Isaac and Tyler Justice are currently tied for that final spot. Mickey is in the race, And looks like Tyler Justice is as well. So it's going to be interesting. And just a few points back, you've got Bobby Jermaine just 3 points back from Tyler Justice. Travis Bieber 6 points back from the cutoff. And then Chance Taylor, Johnny Cofield. Chance, who I thought had a great run last week and had an incident, has an opportunity tonight to get that win and lock himself in the playoffs. So that win can come from below the cutoff line. But tonight it's going to be about that cutoff line. And Chris Sawyer there in the number 21 machine. He's only 1 point above the cutoff. Lance Ripken 2 points above the cutoff. And it just kind of slowly goes up from there. So I don't think anybody's safe. You're going to come with your A game here tonight and no mistakes. That's the big thing here tonight. I want to thank Lincoln Tech for their sponsorship of this series and the fall series. All of the fall, all 6 of them now. Definitely want to appreciate that sponsorship along with Inwit Brewery, of course. Well, let's take a look at Auto Club Speedway. Now defunct, not there anymore. Does not exist. I think maybe Turn 1 exists at the moment. And they may be knocking it down. But this is the old version, the one that we saw have put on some really good shows throughout the year. And still that abrasive surface, and it puts on great shows. It's going to kind of be the decision of, do you go to the bottom? Do you go to the high side? It's 2 miles long. Almost a clone to Michigan. So when you think of Michigan, Auto Club kind of falls into that same, although Michigan has been repaved in the last, 10 years or so. So Auto Club still has that abrasive surface that really eats up the tires, something to consider when you're racing at this track. Well, we are gridding up, getting this thing ready to roll, so let's go ahead and jump into your grid, see who starts on the front row. Of course, is going to be your Jan Printing Promotion Fall Award winner. And that goes to last week's winner, locked into the round of 8, Michael Kostick. Greg Bontrager are going to start there in second. In third, it's going to be Lance Ripka and Travis Bieber in fourth. In fifth, Daniel Cunningham, Jeremiah Holt in sixth position. In seventh, Stacy Holmes with Patrick Dravick in that 8th spot. In ninth, Mickey Isaac. Chance Taylor in 10th position. In 11th, Johnny Cofield with Alex Cruz out alongside him in 12th. 13th is Bobby Jermaine, Tyler Justice 14th. 15th, Chris Sawyer, Jacob Ellingson in 16th. 17th, Kyle Holden going to make his return after winning a race and never came back. So good to have him back. He's going to start in the back along with Andy Curtis. In 19th, Cliff Adams and Doug Ellingson going to round out your field here tonight. Well, take a look at your race analysis as they are coming down the back straightaway. We're going to get ready to go green. It's 80 laps here tonight. That is a long time at a track like this. So it doesn't sound like much, but it is a long, long race. 55-mile-an-hour pit road speed, 4 tire sets available. That is going to be interesting. That means 1 that they have on the car right now and 3 more. So that could play a huge factor into this race. 2 green, white checker to 10th, 100% fuel load, and iRacing's fixed setup. Well, Kostick going to lead the way, going to try to go for win number 2 in a row. And Greg Bontrager on the outside looking to get a win and lock himself into the next round of the playoffs. The pace car is going to pull off. We're going green. 80 laps here at Auto Club. Doesn't exist anymore. That's why we love the virtual world. Green flag is out here in the Hidwit Brewery Xfinity Series. Great start for Michael Kostick. Has a nose ahead down into turn 1. And Greg Bontrager going to fall back as he is getting a run, though, on that outside. But here comes Lance Ripka down to the inside. They're side by side for second as they go screaming down the back straightaway. You see the run that the 49 gets off the outside line. But one thing you really can see is how bumpy the backstretch is. If we get back to that backstretch, and you'll see it. It is, the cars are just like bouncing around, and that is could play a factor. You see we're 3 wide back here in the back. As Johnny Cofield, Jacob Ellingson, Stacy Holmes all kind of on top of each other as the lead has kind of settled out to be Michael Kostick for the moment. Okay, we'll take a look at our driver cams. Who we got on cam tonight? Well, we got the old faithful Jacob Ellingson, Patrick Dravick, and Mickey Isaac. Isaac, it'll be interesting to one to have on camera. He is, you can see those cars bouncing right there, but he is fighting for that final 8th position. But he's going to have a good night tonight. Greg Bontrager gets a little bit loose as here comes Travis Bieber on the outside trying to get a run there. Could not do it, but you can see Big Run going to look down to the inside. He is going for blood early. Down to the inside. Have to slow down, not full throttle. At abrasive surface, you can see that Greg Bontrager able to keep the car and that momentum up on the outside and able to maintain that second position. So we're seeing that Highline be sort of dominant. And I'm always guilty of repeating myself so many broadcasts, but I understand that some of you, A, don't know anything about iRacing, or B, have never heard it before. So I'll say it again. The bottom side on iRacing, the way that it works, is just the way the tire model that they have in the track surface and how that all plays into it. The weather plays into it. We'll take a look at that. Track temp 78 degrees, so a lot of grip on that track. But all those factors play into how well the bottom and the top works. Now, rule of thumb is the top will burn the tires up. So you run up there at the top, and here comes Craig down to the inside. We'll see if he can hold it. Bieber was not able to hold it. And you can see Kostic get the run off the corner, although Craig's doing a great job from middle exit. We'll see if he can hold on to it. He is still there. We're going to fall back behind Michael Kostic down the straightaway. Bieber is going to get a nice run, trying to sneak up to the outside, and not quite able to do it. So you can see the momentum that was lost by the 49 when he took that inside line. So what I was going to say, the outside line burns the tires because it heats the tires up, but you can see the momentum that you get off that outside. So it is a credit and debit game. You have to decide how much am I going to use the outside line. We saw Patrick Dravick use the outside line at Bristol all race last week, and it ended up hurting him really bad. So you have to kind of move around. You're out front like Kostic is. You run sort of the bottom. If somebody makes a move down to the inside, you run the top to maintain that position. And you kind of go back and forth. You don't want to run up top the whole time. You want to kind of play around with it. Greg Bontrager, though, going to jump up to the outside. He's trying to make that pass, try to make it work. I mean, he's definitely going to get a big run, but it's the only option he's going to have here is to go down to the inside. Kostic's not going to give him the outside. So it's a scary game to try to get that run, to go down to the inside and not be able to make that pass. So right now, the top three sort of nose to tail, trying to figure out where each other is going. And you can see Chance Taylor up 5 positions, him and Jacob Ellingson. Chance Taylor needs to have a good finish here tonight. He's well below the cutoff line and looking to try to get above that. And the easiest way to do that is to win. You don't want to bank on any kind of points if you don't have to. So I think if you're below the cutoff, your focus is going out there and winning the race for sure. Here comes Travis Bieber down to the inside, and it's been some great racing so far, and Travis has a really good run, although we do have a caution. Caution is out as Chris Sawyer and Mickey Isaac bring out the first caution of the night here on lap 7, and Chris Sawyer going to call it quits. I don't know if he had some damage or whatever. He is going to tow, and that might be the nail in the coffin for the 21. We'll watch right here. Oh, man, Mickey Isaac already was wrecking, and Sawyer, big hit to that inside wall, but it started back here with the 0-1. Oh, man, yeah, Mickey tried to go to the outside. Gonna watch here. Is he gonna get a run on the outside line, and Dravick's gonna slide up right in front of him. Mickey was going to try to fill that gap, and the 07 just closes it. When he does, the 48 of Andy Kurtz gets in the back bumper, and the 21 of Chris Sawyer gets the worst of it. Mickey looks like he is going to be okay. Didn't have any kind of contact outside of that initial contact, but there might be a little bit of damage to that left front on the 01. So, and not the way either. These are both playoff drivers. Not the way they wanted to start this race, that's for sure. Coming into this race, Chris Sawyer was 7th in the points. He was solidly in by 1 point. Wouldn't call that solidly in. And this is not helping at all. And Mickey Isaac, of course, we talked about him being on he is the cutoff. He's tied with Tyler Justice, and right now Tyler Justice in 10th, but Mickey now going down pit road. They do have a faster pair if he needs it in this series, but using it early, never a great sign. So Chris Sawyer will have to take a tow because his motor blew. He'll get the tow, come back out there. You see Patrick Dravick also down on pit road, getting some damage fixed from that contact. Of course, Patrick really just needs to finish the race. He's not in any danger. He just needs to finish. Doesn't have to do anything special. So Pat's probably going to be okay. But Mickey Isaac and Chris Sawyer both with meatballs. Mickey Isaac already used his faster pair, and Chris Sawyer waiting on that toe, and Sawyer now 2 laps down. So that 1 point advantage he had over the cutoff line now vanishes with that accident, and he is going to need a lot of help to get back on the lead lap for sure. I mean, this race could likely go green to the end here. It's definitely possible. It's going to be tough to get 2 laps back, and I don't know if he might go 3 laps down here soon. So tough deal for the 21. Mickey Isaac able to stay on the lead lap, got his faster pair. Dravick went down and checked his damage, make sure it was okay. Got a little bit of fuel, and he may have taken tires. So interesting call there. If it might have been 15 seconds of damage. Well, let's go back and actually see. I can go back and look at that. Watch as Patrick Dravick comes down pit road. It's important to talk about this tonight because tires are very scarce here in this race. Only 4 sets total, so 3 in the pits. So we're going to see if he comes down pit road and if the jacks go up and he changes tires, or if he just got damage fixed. Let's take a look at that real quick. Watch for the car to go up on the right side. If it does, he uses a set of tires, and you can see it does. So, wow. Interesting call out of the 07. Burned a set early. We'll see if that works out in his favor. I mean, he'll have 10 lap fresher tires. We'll see just how big a difference that's going to make. It's going to be interesting to see. Of course, if it goes green to the end, not really going to matter. But most everybody else electing to stay out here a little bit too early to come down pit road. Still 70 laps to go. Pace car is off. Michael Kostick chooses the outside for a good reason into the Geico restart zone and gets a fantastic jump. As you can see, some movement back here as Johnny Cofield kind of moving side by side. But the battle now for second. As you can see, Lance Ripka gets a great jump behind Travis Bieber. Bieber, though, on the outside. We'll see if he can hold that momentum. And you can see just how much he's able to get off the corner. And he's going to drive right on by Craig Bontrager. Bontrager going to slide into the, oh man, 14 to Chance Taylor. No caution, but a big problem for Chance Taylor is the hood's up on this car. Comes to a stop and exits out. What happened? Playoff driver having trouble. What happened here? Well, I have no idea what happened to the, I'm trying to find it. It looks like he may have blinked out and had some sort of issue. That's exactly what happened. Well, a little bit inside baseball here, but here's Chance Taylor on that restart, and I think he blinks out. There he's gone, and when he comes back, he's in the wall. There he is. Comes right back, and that hood comes up, and no caution comes out. We stay green, though, but that was worth talking about because Chance Taylor needs a win. to get in, most likely, and now gonna have to tow. I don't know why he took a tow. He could have come down pit road and got that fast repair and got back out there, but it elected to tow back to pit road, or I think he might have just quit. He quit. So Chance Taylor, after having such a good run early last week, it was in a great position, gets behind, and after that incident at Bristol with Patrick Drabick, and now early has problems, and that's going to be his playoff run. So Chance Taylor out of this one. Man, so disappointed to see that and see these guys having issues early. You do not want to see that from playoff drivers, but it always seems to be the case, and man, that's such a bummer. We'll go back in the pack, man. This is some of the best racing for sure, as they're all trying to jockey positions. And you can see Cofield back there blinking really bad. So I don't know if a lot of people are having connection issues or what's going on, but right now we're watching Stacey Holmes and Daniel Cunningham battle it out. Cunningham, I know, going to be right around the bottom, but you can see Jeremiah Holt up on the outside. They were 3 wide for just a brief second, and you see the outside line for Jeremiah Holt going to prevail as Cofield blinks out yet again. So got to make you nervous if you're Mickey Isaac running back here. Already involved in something early, and now you can see a car blinking out right in front of him. That is a nerve-wracking situation. And now he's 3 wide. Andy Kurtz, Stacey Holmes. Holmes seemingly going backwards here as he's been passed by quite a few drivers. And I can tell you right now, somebody that is on the move is this 07 of Patrick Drabick. He has those fresh tires, and you can see the difference that they are making. He is moving so quickly. It's 0.4 of a second faster than the leaders. I told you this surface is abrasive, and you're seeing exactly why that is. Looking down to the inside of his teammate. We'll see if the teammate gives way. Should. Drives it deep into the corner. You can see just how much more tire he has over the drivers around him. If this goes green, this is a perfect strategy for that 07. Does not want to see a caution, though. But be able to go up here and take the lead and pull away till the pit stop. If this race goes green, that might be the winning move for sure. He's going to look down to the inside of Costa here. Not going to be much of a fight. And the 07 now has the advantage. Man, Travis Bieber was all out of shape there off of turn 2. And Drabick going to take the lead with those fresh tires. Puts the 07 Hiddenwood Brewery Chevy Camaro out front. Won 3 in a row last week. Not able to get 4 in a row, but now looks to be in position to get his 4th win of the season. He hadn't gotten a win up until the start of that run. We was wondering what's going on. What's going on? What's happening with Drabick? And boom, now all of a sudden he is the guy to beat. As well, Jeremiah Holt, that blue car, that 78, got all out of shape. As look at this cluster of drivers. It has not changed. And Mickey Isaac on the cutoff line is right in the middle of it. Tyler Justice, who was there with him on the cutoff, is right in front of this big group. So I think Mickey Isaac also took tires there when he came down to get that fast repair. So he is making up those positions. And he's really racing Tyler Justice. I mean, with Chris Sawyer having an issue, Chris Sawyer now 2 laps down, I honestly feel like these guys are good. If Chris was still in the top 10, I think these two would be racing each other for the cutoff. But now that Chris Sawyer's pretty much out of this thing at the moment, these guys are good. They don't have to race it too hard. They don't have to battle it where they have an accident. They have to just keep an eye on the point situation. Right now, Sawyer in 18th. These guys battling for 7th and 8th. And Tyler Justice, really nothing he can do against those 4 tires. But Mickey Isaac up to 7th. Well, drivers that are not having issues, Patrick Drabbit, Michael Kosick, Jacob Ellingson, uh, Lance Ripka, Craig Bontrager, and Daniel Cunningham. Those guys having great races. Cunningham's right in the 10th position back here. He's been sort of in this hornet's nest, but he has got a pretty decent point advantage, but not enough he can afford to be too passive. But he definitely doesn't want to get caught up in any incident. So he was, let's see, about 6 points above the cutoff coming into this race. And so right now, I mean, he's pushing the limit, although he has Tyler Justice right in front of him, who's starting to fall back a little bit. So Cunningham likely going to be in good shape. With Chris Sawyer sort of being out of this thing at the moment, it makes things a whole lot easier. Chance Taylor was below the cutoff. He needed to win. So he's not really going to affect that cutoff line. You can see the 4 of Kosick now getting passed by Jacob Ellingson. As here comes Lance Ripka to battle. This is a battle for that second position. Great battle here as now Lance Ripka goes to the inside, and here comes Mickey Isaac on those fresh tires, taking full advantage of his situation that brought out the caution, and he is trying to get up second place currently the inside of both Kostic and Ripka. And Dravic now out to a 3-second lead over second place Jacob Ellingson as we watch this battle between these two right here. Is man, Lance really driving down on the door of the 01. Dravic continues to be about 3/10 faster each and every lap. So those 8 to 10 lap fresher tires make a huge deal. Dickey will take over the 3rd spot, and it's just a matter of time, I do believe, before he gets by the 27 of Ellingson. And if this goes the distance, man, what a great turn of events. You see the 01 going to be able to just gas it up right around the outside of the 27, and he will set sail, try to keep pace with Patrick Dravic if he can. However, depending on what happens from here on out, they only have 2 more set in the pits. If it stays green, it will not affect it. But, being at a tire disadvantage against the field sometimes can work out in your favor, sometimes it can. I mean, right now, it's working out in their favor. They have the extra tires they're able to pull away. And if it stays green, this will work out perfectly. If it doesn't, though, and we have a couple cautions, and you run 10 laps and a caution comes out, you have to come down and take those tires. And if we get a later race caution with 10 laps to go, they will be SOL, and there won't be anything they can do. So one of these days, I think iRacing really needs to allow you to put scuffs back on. In Drabic and Isaac's case, in real life, they could just come back down, put those 10 lap scuffs on, and at least have a chance. But on iRacing, you can't do that. You put new tires on, or you don't do anything. And so that'll leave them out there on extremely old tires. So it's a gamble for sure. Right now, it's paying off. If it stays green, they'll be in great shape. But if you're Ellingson, if you're Lance Ripka, you really don't want to fight each other too much. If you're trying to win the race, you don't want to really push too hard to battle each other. You want to keep pace with these guys in front. Their tires are eventually going to equalize, and you're all kind of be running the same lap time once the tires get a little bit old. Don't want to let them get too far away. So you want to see if Lance is going to be willing to ride behind the 27. And so far he is, just drafting, trying to stay with 27, not slow each other down. I like that call. It's a good one. Now the question for these guys is how much fuel can they do? Dravick, Isaac pitted 18 laps ago. These guys 27 laps ago. They're gonna have to come down pit road a lot sooner. Um, yeah, all in all, I mean, Dravick and Isaac's strategy are going to be really good moving forward, unless we get a caution. We've already had two, so all right, I think we just had the one, so maybe I don't know. We'll see. Back here in the back, we're still going at it. Tyler Justice falling through the field. It's Cunningham still battling around this 10th position. This battle has not gone away. You see Travis Beaver, who was up towards the front, has started to fall back here later in the run. And somebody we haven't talked about, but Kyle Holden up 11 spots. The only person that is up higher than that is Jacob Ellingson in that third position. So Kyle Holden started in the back. He was able to win the I think the one or two races he ran. He won. I can't remember exactly what race it was, but he is a winner in this series, so he can definitely get it done. Currently, a little bit faster than the leader. However, he does a really nice tow with Michael Kostick right in front of him. Ripka now going down to the inside of Ellingson. Ellingson really pinning him down. That's the type of aggression I wasn't really expecting here on lap 30 of 80. Still 50 laps to go. They will cross over 30 laps. So I'm curious how much they can go on fuel. Once we see somebody go down pit road, that will kind of give us an indication. They've already run 30 laps. They still need to run 50. So you would think if they can go to lap 40, that they can make it a one stop. Somebody got in the wall. I don't know who that was. I heard a little bit of sheet metal kind of banging. I don't know if it was Kyle Holden or who, but got into the wall. Jamie Lip says, should do a crank it up segment like they used to do in NASCAR Cup Series, where they stop talking for a minute, turn up the volume on the cars. Ouch. Right in the fields. What I hear is, your announcer, I'm annoyed with you talking so much. I just want to hear the cars. There goes 97 down to the inside of Travis Beaver. And if you've ever watched any of these broadcasts, you know we do crank it up from time to time. But you really normally do crank it up on like a restart. Right now, it's going to sound a lot like this. That's Patrick Rabbit going by. And then here comes Mickey Eyes. And then, bow, bow, bow. That's about it. So. Well, Travis has not had a great race so far. He's still struggling to keep those guys behind him. And you see Alex Cruz all over the back bumper. Schofield's still blinking out. There's really nothing he can do about it. You know, you say, well, he needs to fix it. Well, what the hell can he do? He can't do anything. He's going to have to drive it out and deal with it. Drives it deep into the corner. You can just see what you can do. Going to disappear. Going to slide up in front of Travis Beaver. So Beaver will continue to fall through the field. Now, he was up front early in this race. Now back to the 10th position. Well, everything's starting to get spread out. Now we're just waiting on the caution flag to come out. Kind of go back up here as Kyle Holden is now taking over the fifth position. Michael Kostick has fallen back since the start of the race. They are begging for some tires at the moment. Kyle Holden continues his drive up through the field, taking it easy. But right now, I'm all about the pit strategy. Where is everybody? And they go to 40. They can go to lap 40, then it's a one-stop race. Um, you know, they're about 2 seconds off the pace than they were on fresh tires. So, you know, it is a massive difference, but this track is so big, I don't think you come down and try a two-stopper. I think the one-stopper is the only strategy out there if you can make it to lap 40, which is 5 more laps for Jacob Ellingson on back. So, Drabick and Hickey can go another 10 laps or so versus the rest of it, and I'm sure they will. I can't imagine at this point Drabick is 4.7 seconds. Now Mickey has not. He had more traffic maybe to go through. Wasn't quite as efficient, but he has not pulled away from Jacob Ellingson like Drabick has. So Drabick is in full control of this race. He can do whatever he wants, and if I were him, I'd drive until the gas is about to start sputtering and then come down pit road. Now Mickey Eyes is going to have to make a little bit better decision because he could lose track position pretty easily. But Drabick with a 5-second lead, you can wait forever and come down pit road and you'll just drive by everybody. So Mickey's going to have to make a little bit better call. We'll see what he decides to do, but I still think I'm running long, even if I'm Mickey Eyes. Lance Ripka looks like he's going to take that third position away from Ellingson and going to jump up in front of him and say, please don't go to the outside. Let me hold on to this position. I was able to get around you. Oh, Jamie Lipke's backpedaling now in chat. Jamie, I'm kidding, brother. It's all jokes up here, man. I know what you wanted. I think somebody called me a donkey. I can't even say what they said in the comment section of a Facebook page. They called me a donkey's private part or something like that. So you asking for a crank it up is not hurting my feelings. I promise you that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it now that you said it. So if we ever get a caution. Well, Cunningham has been all over this 10th position all night. That's all he has to do. He run inside the top 10. He is in good shape. So he's obviously not pushing too hard. I think he's a little bit better than he's driving at the moment. But he doesn't have to do too much. And currently, for what we're seeing is, Chris Sawyer is going to be the one that's out. The guys that were below the cutoff were Bobby Germain. He is back in 15th. Travis Bieber, he is now falling back to 11th. Chance Taylor, who's out of this thing. Cofield, who is making moves. He's up in the 8th position. He was about 12 points back from the cutoff. He's really going to need a lot of help to be able to get in by points. But if he can win, that's a great way to do it. And so those guys are the ones that are kind of out of it at the moment. Tyler Justice teetering on being in trouble. But with those behind him in points are currently still behind him, I think Tyler Justice is still in good shape. The only person that's sort of the wild card there is Mickey Isaac. Mickey's just going to pass those. Tyler Justice is running around the folks he is battling with in points, so he should be good to go. Lap 40 here, so this is it is wide open for pit stops. We'll see when they decide to come down pit road. Who is going to make the call, come down pit road first? Could be a race-winning call. Could be a race-losing call. It's hard to say. These days, I used to love the undercut, but the way I've kind of flip-flopped on that. I really like the overcut. I like running long, being able to make passes. So hard to pass that if you can have a tire advantage on the long run, I think I would always choose that these days. So I like running as long as you can and course, guys have been out here running for 41 laps on a set of tires. You come down pit road, get four fresh ones, and the likelihood of coming out and just looping it on your out lap is very high. We see that a lot here in Goat Locker. So another reason might be worth hanging around, hitting as late as you can. No takers as of yet. If I had to guess, Ellingson might be one of the first guys I would expect to come down pit road, but we'll see when he decides to do that. Well, Lance Ripka has a fantastic long run car as he has gotten that 52 machine up into the third position. Now he is looking to take a spot away from Mickey Isaac, who is on 10 lap fresher tires. So Isaac obviously put a lot of hurting on him. And you see Kyle Holden has also gotten by Jacob Ellingson finally. And so those two got really good long run cars. Lance Ripka, I tell you, people are sleeping on him. Of course, he's sixth in the point, so it's not like he has been setting the world on fire, but he has been very quick. He has been very consistent. Got an average finish of 10th. And he's showing some great poise right now to hold on to this top 8 position in points. You never know what can happen. If you want to win, you got to be up inside the top 5. Patrick can have some sort of issue, so can Isaac, and then right there you're in the catbird seat to take that race win away. Jacob Ellingson comes down pit road, gives up the what I think was 5th position at the point at that point for 4 tires in fuel. He can make it to the end from here, and you can see I believe that's Travis Bieber coming down pit road as well. So we'll see. Patrick Drabick, the man's smart sometimes. I think he could have run long, but he is electing to maintain this. And he may have been playing off of Kyle Holden, who was starting to run him down as well. So I like this call from Patrick. He has the lead. He doesn't have to give it up. He could do whatever he wanted. I said that already. He could have stayed out. He could have come down early. He elects to come down with everybody else. And so check cashing time for him. He could, that extra set that he burned now is benefiting him in a lot of ways. So he's going to be able to maintain that lead that he had. Solid pit stop out of Drabick. No penalties. That's what you want to see. Kyle Holden came down pit road as well. He's now exiting. And I think right now, Holden is going to be Drabick's main competition at the moment. Now, you rewind the clock back when Kyle Holden won his race. Drabick actually dominated the race, had some sort of computer issue at the end of the race, and Holden was able to take that win. So Holden continues to put pressure on the 07. He is going to be a factor for sure as Ellingson comes out right in front of him. So the 27 is going to come out right in front of that 59 machine with that one extra lap on tires. Lance Ripka comes down now, going to make his final stop of the race as we close in on 35 laps to go in the Hidden Whip Brewery Xfinity Series. That will leave Andy Kurtz come down pit road, and he does right now. So your leader will cycle around to be Patrick Drabick, and currently Drabick has an 8. Got a 9-second lead over Jacob Ellingson. So unbelievable. Actually, Mickey Isaac here. 9.3 second lead Patrick Drabick has. So I don't know what in the world he did. Unless I'm just lost my mind. But yeah, 9.6 seconds Drabick has. That's incredible. And I think it was just because he had that lead and he came down in a lap earlier than a lot of those guys. So, see these 3, this is 3rd, 4th, and 5th. As Jacob Ellingson, or excuse me, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th now. Ellingson goes around, takes the 2nd spot. Here comes Mickey Isaac back to the outside. Trying to get a run here. Now, Mickey kind of burned his stuff up on that last run, so he's going to have to be careful he doesn't race too hard. He is in a great spot to move on to the round of 8. Without a caution, the likelihood of you going up there and passing Drabick is fairly low. So we'll see. Want to be there at the end, I guess. But Isaac going to take over that second spot. We'll update you on the guys down at the bottom. Cofield running in 11th. He is he's going to have to win the race to get into the round of 8. Doesn't really have a choice. Chance Taylor out of this thing. Such a bummer. Chris Sawyer, who went 2 laps down after getting hit the inside wall. Still 2 laps down if we hadn't had a caution since. And if we don't have a caution, he's not going to be able to make it up. He's going to need 2 of them to make up that difference. So unfortunate for the 21 who came in to this race 1 point above the cutoff. But this is no doubt going to put him outside of it. Bobby Germain just hasn't been a factor. He has been back here in the 17th position. He is now makes a pass on Doug Ellingson for the 16th position. But he was about 3 points back from the cutoff. He's going to need something special to happen for that to change for him. He's back here in 16th, and Tyler Justice is up in 12th. So it's not going to be enough for Bobby Germain to make up the difference. Travis Bieber is in 10th position, but everybody he is facing is either right around him or well ahead of him. So Bieber going to need a lot of help from here on out. So those guys, they need something drastic to happen. If you're Mark, you got to win. If you're Travis, Bobby Germain, you really need something wild to happen here to get yourself into the playoffs, into that round of 8. But everybody else above doing great. Dravic, Osick, Ellingson, Cunningham, Bontrager. Bontrager has fallen back to that 7th position at the moment. Was up front early, started in that 2nd spot, fell back to 7th, but he doesn't need to. He's point racing at the moment. He doesn't need to do anything crazy. He doesn't have to win. He is well above the cutoff line, running right where he is. He's in good shape. So those guys are all in good. Lance Ripka, of course, is in good shape. Mickey Isaac in very good shape at the moment. Just needs to get the finish here, and he will be, as you see, Bontrager actually get a little bit of that wall. So right now, if I had to guess, Bobby Germain is likely on that cutoff. Unless somehow Travis Bieber can pick up about 4 or 5 spots here late in this race over Tyler Justice. I mean, he would have to gain a ton of spots here late in the race. I think Germain is the one that's on that cutoff, and Bieber is ahead of him by a lot. So Bieber should jump him in points if they finish like they do now, and Bobby Germain would be out of this one, and Travis Bieber would race himself in. So right now, I think that's the race. You know, just doing spitball math based on how everybody is running. I think Travis Bieber has got that final spot. Germain is the first one out, and he's going to need a lot of help here to get back in it. So he's got to close that gap. He's in 16th, Bieber in 9th. He's got to get a little bit closer. Seven spots between them, and that would be enough to make Bobby Germain around 4 points out. So he's going to have to gain 4 spots here up to about 12th to be able to get sort of a tiebreaker range, kind of go from there. So lots still on the table here, but it is all Patrick Dravic. 9.1 second lead he has over the field. Came down on lap 10, took tires after some contact, started deep in the field, drove all the way to the front, started to drive away, and boy, he has not looked back. After that pit stop, he gained quite a bit of time, and Isaac is keeping him sort of at bay with a little help from Ellingson, a little bit of drafting that they got going on, but Dravic is too far away for anybody to do anything without some sort of caution. So Dravic solidly in with points. He didn't have to worry about it. With only 19 drivers joining, he didn't have to worry about a single thing as far as points go. But he's definitely not going to have to worry about it if he gets the win. Well, I'll tell you what, while we have a little bit of time here, let's thank our sponsors, take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today. A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide...
Lord have mercy. Well, we're back. Got a battle here as Kyle Holden has got around Jacob Ellingson, and so is Lance Ripka now. Battle for third, fourth, and fifth. And now Kyle Holden sets his sights on Mickey Isaac to try to get that second position as Ellingson falls back a little bit, as he was one of the first ones to come down pit road, so his tire's a little bit older versus the ones around him. As we still have about 22 laps here in this race, but if we go green, it's going to be a quick one for sure. That's what we're hoping for. We love to see those green flag races in this series, and looks like Chris Sawyer has manually disconnected from the server, so he will bow out. Not going to get those two caution he needs. And so Sawyer, Chance Taylor out of the playoffs here in the Xfinity Series, and such a bummer, man. Chris Sawyer came out this year, won the first race of the season, has been fighting to keep that minimal participation and stay and move on in the playoffs, but tonight is where his season ends. But still a great season for the 21, winning at Daytona, winning the first race. It was an awesome way to start the season for him. Definitely not anything to be like hold your head down about for sure. Chance Taylor, though, that one I am a little bit disappointed to see Kyle Holden get a run down to the inside of Mickey Isaac. Ripka going to take the run along with him. And now they're going to be side by side as Ripka trying to take over that second spot. But Kyle Holden going to gas it up on the outside. Should be able to hold on to that spot. Well, we watch is Kyle Holden going to stay up the top of the track, try to hold off Lance Ripka. Ripka's going to go down to the bottom. Lance has been really fast on the long run. Kyle Holden, though, going to drive it in on the outside, try to use that outside line to his advantage, and they're going to be side by side down the straightaway. I mean, they're not racing with Dravic. He is gone. Ripka doing a great job down on the bottom. Still side by side for second place, and it's worth fighting for because something happens to Dravic. These guys are now racing for the race win. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth battling as hard as you can. Of course, we get a caution, everything changes. But this has been sort of a caution-free type of race as we have just 18 laps to go. So these guys continue to battle. Is Holden going to hold on to that spot for now? Well, I mean, what can you say? This race has had a lot of good racing, but the green flag racing definitely with the tire wear has sort of spread this thing out. So, it could definitely come across as, maybe not as exciting as some other races that we've run, but it's always good to have these. It's fine to have Martinsville's with 20 cautions and some with 12, uh 13 cautions and you know those are fine races as well, but these are nice to have when it's relatively caution free and just a strategy race and just flat out butt whooping what it is currently. Still watching this battle. This is the best battle on the track for sure. Rick Traeger and Daniel Cunningham are battling it out a little bit, but Lance Rivka continues to put pressure on this 59 machine. We got about 15 laps to go. They're still over 10 seconds back from Patrick Rabbit, but I think Lance might be just a little bit faster. Just can't find a great avenue to get around this 59 machine. As the tires start to wear, that bottom side just doesn't do what it needs to anymore, and that dirty air becomes more and more of a factor. And it's just harder to get on the throttle and get the run that you need down the straightaway. As you can see, he's getting a little bit of that draft, just not enough to really make a move before the end of the straightaway. See, he's getting close, just not quite there just yet. Drive it in on the outside, turn it down on the exit. This is a pretty good run right here. He's going to have a nice one. Let's see if he can get to the inside. Will he elect? No, he's going to back off of it. Not quite ready to make that move just yet. Battle behind him is Mickey Isaac and Jacob Ellingson running nose to tail, but it just seems like it's hard to break that bubble at the moment. Even if you go down to the bottom, that outside line is really strong later on the run. The bottom side just doesn't have the grip it does early. So even if you get the run, go down to the bottom, there's no guarantee you can actually make that pass. Well, once the race is over, we'll kind of take a little bit of time, see everything kind of settle down with the points once it's kind of official. We'll kind of take a look at those points and see who is in, who is out. But I do think that I think Travis Bieber is going to be in. I think let's see, Mickey Isaac is running fourth, should be in, and I think Bobby Jermaine is going to be the first driver that is out of it. Right now, if you're Travis Bieber, you just don't want to lose any more spots. It is very close. And I think if he loses another spot, he could be in danger of falling out. I just don't know how close it is at the moment. I don't have any live points for this one. But yeah, he needs to fight for his last 10 laps. He didn't need to let Johnny Cofield get by him because it is pretty close on points. Jermaine is a lap down, so he doesn't really have to worry about Jermaine gaining any time. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these points really settle out. Because I think right around the cutoff, it's fairly close. Tyler Justice is falling back to the 14th position, which might put him as the cutoff driver, actually. So yeah, it's very close between Bieber, Justice, and Jermaine. It's very close at the moment where they're running on track. Mickey Isaac's done a great job. He is solidly in with Chris Sawyer falling out. If everything stays the same right now, it's going to be interesting to see exactly where Justice is good over Jermaine because he's ahead of him, but and I think Tyler Justice still should be good, even if he finished right here. I think he came into this race 6 points ahead of Bieber. Currently, he is just 4 spots behind him. So I think that should make him pretty good. I don't know. I'm spinning my wheels here because I just don't know exactly. But it's going to be close. We'll see. Back up front, though, we still have a battle for second. Ripka continues to put pressure on Kyle Holden. Just hasn't been able to get there as of yet. Now looking down to the outside, see if he can make that outside work. Because Kyle Holden kind of closed the door at the last second. Didn't want to let him get up there. But Ripka, man, he is really getting a great drive through 1 and 2. Just can't quite get there to make a move on that 59 machine. Well, this battle really hasn't materialized. We'll go back here to the 49 of Craig Bontrager. It's Daniel Cunningham, Bontrager, and Cruz, all 7, 8, and 9. These guys, these two right here, just trying to get to the end of this one, move on to the round of 8, and set their sights on that final 4. I think this next round is going to be highly competitive and heartbreaking for some. Well, thank y'all for watching, as always, here at V-Speed. We appreciate your likes and subscribes. So if you haven't done that yet, please do so. We definitely appreciate it. It helps get all of our races that we call into the algorithm a little bit. But if you want to become a member of V-Speed, well, we'll definitely take that support as well. It's we have two different levels. You got a 99-cent a month membership and a $2.99 version if you're interested in being a member. You get a nice little badge, a couple different fun little features. If you love V Speed, if you like a lot of the V Speed broadcasts, all it does is help. A lot of the fees and stuff that go to these races go to the actual producers and announcers. There's people behind the scenes who do a lot of work, make very little, extra on it. There's not really any revenue in iRacing broadcasts from views alone. So you want to help support things like the overlay, a lot of the graphics and thumbnails and stuff that you see. That would be really helpful to us. If not, that's totally fine. But if you want to, as an option there for you, just click membership, click join, and it'll give you the option to pick which one you want. And Greg Bontrager tries to go down to the inside, and they open the door for Alex Cruz, who gets a big run off the top side. Greg going to kind of block that run. We'll see if Bontrager can hold it on the outside. We'll see if that inside line's any good. Cruz is going to try maybe a slide job, but he is not quite there just yet. Right now, the outside line just too strong. Everything holds tight up front with Kyle Holden. Lance Ripka, they still run about a tenth apart. And Ripka not able to really make a move here on the 59ers. So we get to the late stages of this race. But, man, I tell you, Grabick definitely placing his flag in the ground. He is letting everybody know that Hidden Whip Brewery 07 machine is here to win a championship. And I tell you, he's definitely doing it at the moment. I mean, just an unbelievable performance. Great call to get that track position. Built a huge gap with those fresh tires and never even got close to giving it up. And just been out here out by himself. Nobody around him. Able to run nice and smooth lap times. And here we go. White flag is out. One more lap to go for Patrick Drabick. He's in the round of 8. No matter what, but what a way to do it. He was fist pumping at the white flag as he knows that as soon as that white flag, nobody's going to catch him. No caution's going to come out that's going to mess it all up. Now it's just a victory lap. Down in 3 and 4. And he's going to do it. 4th win of the season. 4 wins in 5 races. Patrick Drabick in the 07 machine is going to win here at Auto Club. And fist bumps all around. Now you go celebrate. Kyle Holden held on to that 2nd position. Lance Ripka going to come home in 3rd. Ellingson in 4th. Mickey Isaac, great finish for him. He did exactly what he needed to do. Come home in a top 5 position. Grabick continues to come to a stop here and slide him. Do a little burnout here to celebrate on the front stretch. There's your winner, Patrick Drabick. 61 out of 80 laps led. Strategy got him up there, and he held on to it. Let's take a look at your results here. Daniel Cunningham comes home in 6th. Michael Kosick in 7th. Greg Bontrager in 8th. Alex Cruz in 9th. Johnny Cofield in that 10th position. In 11th, Travis Bieber in 12th. Jeremiah Holt, Andy Kurtz in 13th. Tyler Justice in 14th. Bobby Germain in 15th. 16th, Doug Ellingson. Stacy Holmes in 17th. Chris Sawyer. Disappointing finish for these guys in 18th. Chance Taylor 19th. And Cliff Adams rounds out your field here tonight. And there he is, your winner. Burning it down. We'll get him up in here and talk to him, see what they thought about this race. just, I mean, my goodness, the paint guy's good. Oh, and motor is gone, expired. Let's get him up in here and talk to him. Patrick Drabick, I'm going to get you up here quick. Not going to have a whole lot of time to get your gloves off. And, man, what a race, huh? That was awesome to watch you. I don't know if it gambled or if you just wanted to come in and check your damage, but you came down. What was the thought there to take those tires on lap 10?
It was both. I didn't know what kind of damage I had there. I kind of had that run on Mickey. I'm not sure exactly what happened and if he tried to squeeze the outside as I was coming up, but apologize to him for all that kind of mayhem. But one way or another, I was going to come down pit road and grab tires. Tires mean everything here at Auto Club. You get 5, 6, you know, laps on a set of tires, and they're kind of shot. I was really surprised a lot more people didn't come down pit road with me.
Yeah. Well, I think with the tire limit of 4, I think maybe that's why folks didn't want to do that. And I didn't really know how those tires are going to play out, but boy, they played out really good. As man, you drove immediately right up to the front, started to pull away, and you never looked back. You came down pit road, you came out of that green flag stop with a 10-second or 9.1 second advantage, stretched it out to about 10 and a half there, and finished at 11 seconds. And I mean, clean air, obviously a huge factor of that. But I mean, I don't really know what to ask you. We kind of laid it all right there. It was just that decision to come down pit road on lap 10. You drove up to the front, and nobody could challenge you without a caution flag. So, man, congratulations. That's your fourth win in 5 races. That is impressive. You can't beat that for a late race into the playoffs. You're locked in. You were locked in anyway, but now you're definitely locked in to the round of 8. You move on 2 races though,
Yeah,
to cut you down just a little bit. Don't want you to get too. You don't want your head to get too big. All that is
never.
voided. It's voided now.
Yeah,
You move
yeah.
on. You have those bonus points from the wins, which will be helpful. But two
Mhm.
races you got to really nail to make all this worth it. Moving into the next round, what is your thoughts? What is your process of how you're going to approach the next couple races to make sure you're racing for a championship?
I mean, the same way I've approached, all the races here, recently. I'm coming out here to have some fun. I'm coming out here to really kind of challenge myself a little bit and kind of push the limits of the car. And it just seems to have worked out, a few times here recently. I came into tonight knowing I had to take a penalty, go to the end of the go to the back of the field, start out back. And I just wanted to come out here and have some fun and see what this car could do. And I love Auto Club. Absolute blast. I mean, I don't think I could say it any better than you did. What a difference one pit stop will make when you do, something completely opposite of the rest of the field. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the playoffs. This Hidden Wit Brewery '07 Camaro has been bad fast here over the past month and a half. So hang on, man. It's gonna be a fun round of 8.
Yeah, 100%. Well, man, congratulations.
Thank you.
When you lead 61 laps and you win by 11 seconds, I don't really have much to ask you about. That's about as good as I can do on the questions, man. Congratulations on the win.
Yeah.
And as always, man, the floor is yours. Who do you have to thank?
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to Hidden Wit Brewery. Obviously they are the title sponsor of this series and my car. It's amazing to have them as a partner. I cannot wait to actually get out there and visit them in the spring and set up. And we have so many amazing partners. I mean, Jam Printing and Promotions, Veterans for Life Foundation, InVets, the Department of Veterans Affairs, Cruising Classics and Nasties, which have been amazing as always, and the Veterans for Life Racing and everything that they're doing and moving into the future, everything you do, Eddie, there at V Speed, hosting Goat Talk, NASFAR 360, the guys over at Maconi Setup Shop and Maconi, Entertainment doing an amazing job for us. But I just want to leave everybody with this. I've had to deal with a lot of bad news here as of recently, just people's family members are sick and those types of things. And I think I talked about it before with Jam Printing a Promotion and Amber's dad going through some medical issues and been hit with some other news. So if you're hurting or you got some family members that are hurting and those types of things, know that you're always in my thoughts and prayers. And if you need anything, please reach out. Sometimes we just need a chance to talk to somebody. So I pray for everybody and hope that they are safe and healing and that the God, wraps their arms around them and gives them the love that they need.
Love it. Well, we definitely sending good thoughts their way. Congratulations on the win, Pat. Patrick Rabbit wins here tonight. That's going to be your winner. And we're going to bring the third place driver in here, Lance Ripka. Lance is sitting in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, man.
Well, man, I'll tell you what, you had a fast 52 machine tonight. It seems like on the long run, you had a lot of speed. You ran up into the, in the top five pretty much all night, and that's sort of been your MO. All season, you've had really, really good finishes, had really good speed, and you're going to be racing in the final, in the round of 8 for sure, with this finish here tonight. And seemed like you had a good long run car. What was it like out there?
I felt that I had a little bit better long run than most. The problem was is once you caught the cars, it was just tough to pass. Couldn't get a good run off on the bottom. Top side, it seemed just like you had to give up so much going into the corner that you just lost so much ground on them on the car in front of you to even make a move or to make a clean pass. So yeah, I mean it was just tough once the tires wore out to make the pass. So.
Yeah. You were trying to get by Kyle Holden there at the end, just could not do it. But I mean, is there anything you could have maybe done differently? I know a lot of folks are probably just wishing they took tires on lap 10. Did you even consider that as an option?
Believe it or not, I did. I was thinking about it pretty hard. I knew that, if I would have went down, there'd have probably been a lot more that followed. Um, Unfortunately, I decided to stay out and had to give up the tire advantage to Patrick. So,
Yeah. Well, you move on to the round of 8. Congratulations on that. It's going to be a tough 2 race season, but your consistency has sort of been sort of everybody else's Achilles heel. You've been able to move right along. You're still waiting on that win. It's definitely possible in the next few races. Are you looking forward to the next 2 tracks that we're going to?
I look forward to any track racing. This is just fun. Good group of guys. And no matter where we're at with this group, it's going to be tough to win. It's going to be tough to get a top five. So just gotta keep the nose clean, keep the tires under you, and just finish the best you can.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on your third place finish here tonight. Who do you have to thank?
I want to thank the league. Obviously, they put on a put together a pretty good group. Hidden Wit Brewery, Cruising Classics, Nasty Restaurant and Bar, Veterans for Life Foundation, Veterans for Life Racing, InVets, Jam Printing Promotions, Makoni Setup Shop, V Speed, and Nasra 360, and also Ripka Designs inside of the car, and all the drivers in the league. Man, that was a fun race.
Absolutely. Well, there you have it. Your third place finisher, Lance Ripka, going to move on to the round of 8. And well, I've got some news for you. Unofficial. I don't make any kind of calls as far as points and who's in the playoffs or not. So this is not gospel, but just to kind of give you an idea who is in the round of 8. Well, it's Patrick Rabbit, Michael Kostick, 5 ways of winning in this round. Jacob Ellingson, Daniel Cunningham, Lance Ripka, Greg Von Traeger, Mickey Isaac. That great finish tonight is going to be your 7th place driver, and your final entry into the round of 8 is going to be Tyler Justice. Did enough by 3 points to be able to make it in, and it was a tie for 9th place. That's how close it was. Chris Sawyer, 3 points back with Travis Beaver, Bobby Tremaine, and Johnny Cofield and Chance Taylor. Needed to win. Tough night for those guys, but great night for the final 8. Congratulations to those guys who'll be racing it out here in the next 2 races, which will be Indy and Gateway. Very tough track. So if you're not, go ahead and pencil in all those drivers there. Yeah, I mean, if you're not prepared next week, and it could be a tough round for you, you better go practice those tracks. They can put a lot of pressure on a driver. But from the Auto Club, we're done here tonight. Thank Adam Baker and Bradley Cooper for everything that they do. Everybody over at V-Speed puts on a great shows every single week, almost every day of the week. And definitely appreciate y'all watching. We'll see y'all next week as we take on Indianapolis. Be a lot of fun. Can't wait to see who's going to be racing for a championship. Y'all have a good night.